Hey there, tech fans. Rick here again with another review. And today, I have a really cool carrying case for your brand new Oculus Quest 2 VR headset. Now, I looked at a lot of different cases before I settled on this one, and all the others look pretty good, but there were a few features that were missing that this product provides. And I feel like this may be the perfect case to not only organize, protect, and allow you to transport your Quest 2 to other locations without damaging the unit. And I'll get into all of those fine points in a minute. But before I do, I always like to start with an unboxing just to show you everything that comes with a product. And with this one, there's not a lot. When you open up the unit, you'll actually find a strap across the front of it. Now, this is important because on the front of this is a really nice diagram showing you how the headset, the controllers, the power supply, and the cable fit inside the unit. So I would suggest saving this. With mine, I'm going to actually cut this off and put it inside the case so that I remember how to put things away and the kids have a good diagram to know where everything goes, because it's really well organized. And one of the benefits of this case is they made it small enough where everything fits, but it's not really big. Where a lot of the other cases, everything kind of fit in them, but they were gigantic. This one, I think it's about as small as it can be and still fit everything in there safely. So it's important you understand where everything goes inside the unit. You'll also find a warranty manual, and this is really extensive. I mean, this is a really detailed manual. It's in multiple languages, but essentially it's outlining what you can do if the case comes through damaged or if something happens to it after you've had it for a little while. And again, I think they built this thing like a tank. It's really incredibly robust. It's not going to give you any issues. So as long as it arrives in good shape, you're probably okay, but hang on to that warranty manual in case you need it. All right, so the case itself. The first thing I was worried about when we bought the Quest 2 was damage, right? So if it goes up on a shelf, I'm worried that, okay, it's up there, it falls off the shelf, it could crack, something could happen to it. But there are two other things you need to be aware of with the Quest 2, and these are really important. The lenses are somewhat fragile, so if they get scratched, it'll dramatically impact your ability to use the VR goggle set, and that can be a very expensive repair. So if it's up on a shelf and something else gets pushed up against it and gets inside the headset, you could scratch those lenses. This will prevent that. The other thing that not a lot of people know about is the actual mechanism that displays that image behind the lenses. The actual screens are incredibly light sensitive. So if you have it up on a shelf and it's facing out and any kind of sunlight comes through the room and gets in those lenses, you can definitely wear those screens out in very short order. So it's important you keep it in a really dark place. When you're not using it, certainly use it as much as you want, but when you're not using it, you want it inside a case that's going to be completely dark. A lot of the cases I looked at had sort of a Velcro top on them and they didn't really close well, and I'm sure light would get in there. So over time, I'm going to wear those lenses out. Another key thing about this particular case is a lot of the cases on the market are what are called soft cases, which means they'll hold everything okay. So they're great for transporting it and organizing it, but they don't really protect it because you can push down on them and actually crush the case. So if you've got the headset in there, the controllers in there, you throw it in the back of the car and something goes on top of it, a suitcase or something heavy, you could definitely crush that headset or crush those controllers. With this one, it's got a really nice cloth exterior to it, but it's got a hard shell inside of it. So I'm pushing down an awful lot right here. It's not caving at all. So I'm feeling really confident that everything inside the case is completely protected. And I'll show you that in a minute. But that hard shell exterior was really a selling point for me. Another thing I like a lot about it is it's made by the company that actually makes the Quest 2. So the engineers that built that wonderful device that we're all using for VR built this case. So I have to think that if they spent a lot of time in the engineering building that beautiful VR headset, that they'd build a case that's clever and would actually hold it really well. So the case itself's got a nice strap on the top that you can use. You can hang it off a carabiner on your backpack if you're going out camping and you want to use a VR headset out in the woods. It's got a really nice zipper along the outside of it. Now, I originally thought this zipper seemed a little fragile to me because it's not an exposed zipper. It's actually inside the case or actually underneath the lip of the case. But I think that's a good thing because exposed zippers tend to pick up lint and dust and dirt. And if it's in a game room and you drop it on the carpet, you're going to get fuzz inside there. So having it underneath the lip, I think, really protects the zipper. And I've used it quite a bit and had no issues whatsoever. So if you unzip it all the way, you can open up the top and you'll notice right away there's a nice felt interior here that'll protect everything that's in there. So nothing's going to get scratched. It's not hard plastic inside and everything fits in there really well. So I've got the headset in there, the two controllers, the charging cable, and there's room up front here for the power supply. Plus you'll notice there's extra room in the back, and I thought to myself, well, that's interesting that they left this big gap back here because they could have shortened this a little bit to actually hold the headset and not used all this extra space. And then I realized what that extra space is for is if you buy the extended headband that has the battery in the back, it actually extends quite a bit back there. So this case will not only hold the original Quest 2, but the Quest 2 with the extended battery headset as well. So it's nice to know that I bought the case. We're going to end up buying that extended battery because you want to play this thing a long time, and I've got plenty of room in the case for that. So really simple product to use. The other thing that's really nice about about it is they're protecting everything from everything else. So the way this all puts together, the headset itself doesn't touch the controllers, the headset doesn't touch the charger, there's room up here for the cable. You could put the cable down here as well. If you use it with your PC and you've got one of those really long USB cables, there's plenty of room up top here to fit it in. You could even set it in on top of this, close the case and have plenty of room for it there, or even string it around the outside, I guess, if you needed to do that. But for me, I love the fact that the headset fits, the controllers fit, the charger fits, the cable fits, so I know that when we button it up for the day and the kids are off to bed, we put it up on the shelf. They want to play it tomorrow, we pull the case down, everything is right there. I can plug it in, charge it, I can play the games, and it's just a wonderful case. So for my money, I think this is really the best one out there. And again, there's a lot of cases on the market that you can consider, but the challenge I think with most of them are that they do a good job for transporting it, right? It's like a big case with a Velcro top on it, and you can throw everything in there. It's almost like a backpack, and it might have different sections in it, but I worry that everything's gonna jockey around inside there and bang up against each other, and they're not light enclosed, so they're gonna let light in, which again is gonna damage those lenses over time. With this one, it's made by the company that built the product. It's tiny, it's as small as it could possibly be. Look how tight everything is inside there. It's in there firmly, it's not jockeying around, but you couldn't make this any smaller and fit everything in there. So that's the second point. And the third point is, it's a hard case, sort of in disguise. I mean, it's got this really tough, I can flex this thing, it's got this really tough plastic, it doesn't flex at all to protect the case, yet it's got a really nice, beautiful exterior that you can easily clean off if it gets a little bit dirty. So you can put everything inside there, zip it up, hand it to one of the kids, they can go to a friend's house, you can take it with you to your parents' house so everybody can play VR and have a really good time. So for me, I think it's a wonderful product. It does everything I need it to do. And for the reasons I've mentioned, it's the one I selected. So hopefully you found this review helpful. And until next time, stay nerdy.